Gary, let's take a moment and say thank you to our sponsors at Fuji Sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've been working with us for a very long time, not only on this podcast, but also at the Academy. And I'm taking a peek at their website right now, and they have a brand new ultra light gi. Now, this is mind-blowing. I'm looking at my size. A2 is 2.75 pounds. I mean, that's under 3 pounds. That's mind-blowing.
I could even lift that. And go to their website, fujisports.com. Check it out. Anything you could need for your jiu-jitsu journey, you can find at fujisports.com.
Hey, it's been a while since we started RŌL TV project.
It's been a while since you started it. I did come in later, and I can't say enough about it, especially the new platform. It's really amazing, fully customizable, and you know a little bit more about the structure.
Well, so two things you need to know. One is the subscription service, which is $9 a month. You can get access to hundreds of videos, hundreds of drills, techniques, and so on in a very nice library categorized as you need them. But two, different lessons. You can actually purchase those individually and you own them. So the subscription is not tied to it at all. You can look at things like spider guard, half guard sweeps, half guard chokes, folding pass, and so on. There's so many of them out there. So take a look and see where you need help with the videos, right? 30%. If you type in RŌL Radio as a code.
Who doesn't like saving money? Go to rolacademy.tv. What's up, everyone, and welcome back. If you haven't already, please remember to hit the like, share, subscribe, download, listen, and whatever other button there is, and leave us a review wherever you do listen. That ensures that we can continue bringing you the great guests and amazing content that you have come to expect. On this episode, we have another member of the original and legendary Carlson Gracie team, Ricardo Rey Diogo. Rey shares incredible stories about Master Carlson Gracie, the Carlson Gracie team, Rey's mindset for competition, his love for teaching, and training after a hip replacement and severe heart attack. Here is the RŌL Radio with one of the first people to establish a Carlson Gracie Academy in the United States and the owner of Rey Diogo's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Los Angeles, California, Ricardo Rey Diogo.
Welcome to RŌL Radio.
And we're live. Gary, how are you?
I'm good. Let me put my computer on mute. I don't want to I don't want any notifications popping up while we're doing this. I'm very good.
How was your morning? You look a little lost.
I've been having a rough morning, but I had a rough night.
Okay?
Lot of mat time last night, and then you
got beat up.
I did get beat up. I always get beat up.
Good.
Is it
good?
I don't know.
Hey, listen, we get to dip into some history today.
Yes.
This one is close to my heart. This is going to be a really good conversation. Professor Rey Diogo in the house. How are you, sir? How are you doing today?
Hi guys, how are you guys? Thanks so much for the invitation. I'm happy to be here and talk a little bit about the Carlson Gracie history since when I started training at Carlson Gracie School. Thanks for the opportunity. No, happy to be here.
Absolutely. I was really happy that we were able to arrange this and have you on the show and have this conversation. I remember when you and I met. You probably don't remember this because this is 20 some years ago, but you came to visit Carlson Gracie in Chicago, the old academy in Chicago, and
that's my beginning. That's my beginning in America, in Chicago.
Yes. And I remember we met once in a seminar, and you've made quite a bit of impression. And look at that, 20 some years later, we had this conversation. What a beautiful journey. Everything comes together.
The world move, so one day we're going to see each other again for sure.
Listen, as I was looking at your Instagram, and recently you posted a picture, very old school picture of the entire Carlson Gracie team. You have Ricardo, Liborio, and Vitor Belfort, Pablo, and all the other guys. Do you know which picture I'm talking about?
Yeah. This picture, man, is like a very memorable picture because it happened in 1997 when I just started teaching. I moved from Chicago to Los Angeles, I got invitation to teach on this gym called LA Jiu-Jitsu Academy in 30th Street and Crossing Heart in Hollywood. So I forget what I want to tell.
Something about that picture with all those legends in it.
Yeah, so exactly. So, and then that picture is exactly when these guys come to my gym where I used to teach. And Murilo's supposed to fight Jerry Bolanda in Brazil, some MMA event. And Vitor Belfort was supposed to fight the first time in Randy Couture. So we closed the training in my gym there. And, we train hard, and prepare both fighters, Murilo and Vitor Belfort, for the contest, So unfortunately, Vitor lost the first fight and lost the second fight too. But, we trained hard. We tried to prepare him on the best way. And Murilo, he won the event in Brazil against Jerry Bolanda in 1997 on Tijuca Tennis Club, It's a good memory. It's good memories, good memories.
Yeah,
and all the guys standing on that picture is black belt, and the other guys on the knees is like below brown belt or brown belt,
And I'm looking at the picture, but there's nothing but literally like jiu-jitsu history in that picture, right? I mean, we have Carlson Sr., who obviously is a leader of that group, but then, Murillo Bustamante, we had him on the show. We talked to him and Ricardo Liberio. I mean, what a great conversations. Do you feel, and then you are amongst those guys. By the way, you're like the biggest and the toughest in that picture. You know that?
Oh, we from these guys is all we all from the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually, Murilo's a little bit older than me in the gym. When I started training in 1981 in Carlson Academy in Copacabana, Figueiredo Magalhães, 14. So he's already old blue belt. He have a sponsor already from company. Company's like a store. It's in the beginning when like a private business starts sponsor jiu-jitsu, in the very beginning. So this is a very famous surf store in Rio de Janeiro. It calls Company. And they already sponsor Murilo. Murilo is one of my big idols from the team, like a very good fighter, very good person, very strategist on fights, He know how move and how adapt to the game when he has to. Very cold mind, he's one of the main guys for me, for the team, the Carlson Gracie team from my time. But when I start training, he's already old blue belt, and very technical, and so that big picture, it's about that time when we prepare those two fighters,
You talk about beginnings and Murilo is a blue belt. You are starting jiu-jitsu. Do you remember your very first day when you stepped into Carlson Gracie Academy?
Yeah, very clear because a friend of mine, he's also brown belt when he took me there from Carlson, from brown belt, Renato Frossar. His nickname is Macaquinho. Very tough fighter. Give a lot of tournaments for the gym. He played basketball with me when I'm a teenager, you know what I'm saying? And then we lose a little bit connection. Then I saw him again at some event in Rio de Janeiro. And I asked him what he doing. And he told me, I train jiu-jitsu. I'm brown belt already from the Gracie family, Carlson Gracie. So long story short, he took me there to introduce me to jiu-jitsu. And I do judo when I'm young, So, and before that, there's a funny story too. I went to a cocky rooster fight. It's illegal in Brazil, in Rio. But, people do under the table. So when I walk with this good friend of mine, André, he pointed me to Carlson Gracie, my instructor. Look, Carlson loves cocky rooster fight. He trained cocky roosters to fight. I went to the farm and saw he trained. I talk later. But, and then he said, listen, that guy is the Carlson Gracie from the Gracie family, jiu-jitsu guy, very famous, MMA, vale tudo. I said, okay, well, I want to get introduction to me. So he introduced him to me, and then he's very, very open, to people. Carlson, he always smile. Oh, bichão, that's nice to know you do judo before, so it's going to be good combination for jiu-jitsu too. So up in the academy. And then few time later, I saw Renato Frossar, my friend, and he's already brown belt for Carlson. So he told me about. He said, "Listen, I met Carlson in these fucking weeks." Oh yeah, let's go there. Let's take a day. Let's go there. So he took me there first time, and then we walked through. The class already started. We come a little bit late, and then he introduced me to Carlson. And then I bring the story. Carlson, remember I meet you on the Quacker Horse? Oh yeah, Michelle, nice to have you here. Man. Come on, go inside, go inside. And then that's my introduction. You know, okay, throw you on the jungle. You know, you take care of yourself, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Look on the side, follow people. You know, that's my beginning there. Little by little, you start getting to the game. You start getting more knowledgeable. You know, start picking the things. You know, but there's no special attention. You know what I'm saying? Everybody there, learn on the hard way. You know, Carlson always show us like a simple, effective thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jiu-Jitsu lose a lot when unfortunately he passed away. It's a big loss for the Jiu-Jitsu environment. You know what I'm saying? He makes a lot of difference on the sport about details, about the way he shows things, the eyes. He look the fighter and he tell you, listen, you're not ready to go. So better believe he have the eyes. He knows. You know, his whole life dedicated to this sport. You know, Jiu-Jitsu and Vale Tudo, MMA, mixed martial arts. You know, he lived there all his life. So he's diagnostic about how you are, if you prepare, if you're not, if you're missing something, if you're behind something, is very unique. And I never see the one come close to that, how he passed the information, simple and effective, you know.
He definitely was a great man. And the knowledge that he had, not only about jiu-jitsu, but just people, how people are and who they are. And he really, at least for me, he gave me a lot of life advice, not about jiu-jitsu necessarily, but just life, how to do things, how to live, how to enjoy the life. What a great person he was. I always felt like he would do anything to help people. Did you feel the same way?
Yes, exactly. Hey, he doesn't care about money. You know, so many times in the gym after you training, you know. So let's go eat something. Let's go eat something. So, and then we go. Him and like Alan Goss, me, Rodrigo Medeiros, you know, Amaury Bittet, you know, Jamaris Perry. All this group in that time is very close to each other, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you go out after training, enjoy yourself, have a dinner, talk shit against each other, you know what I'm saying? It's so fucking funny, man. And just like beasts on the table, you know what I'm saying? You know, but very... inside the rivalry, you know, everybody's friend, everybody love each other. The team is very, very close to each other, very helpful to each other, you know. And sometimes you do these social things on the side, go with Carlson. So when we already asked for the bill, you know, Carlson already paid for everything. Oh, Bishop, I pay everything already. Let's go, bye-bye, let's go. You know, hey. CDs, DVDs, you know, he always do things like he give him a pleasure. He doesn't care about is a wasting money or is not wasting money. He's gonna give, he put on his mind, he's gonna give you some happiness to him, he do it. He always live intensive, you know, his life, you know. One day after the other, but always do whatever he wanna do. If he don't wanna do it, he say in your face, no, I'm not gonna do it. I have to do something else. That's it. And he do what he enjoyed to do, or he make it joy for him. You know,
he was a great person, but at the same time, he was a tough instructor. He was a tough coach. It was a tough jiu-jitsu, right? And
because you know, hey, like you instructor too, Professor. You know, I know you instructor too. You know, you build your students, and you know each one the potential they have, and you know pretty much if they fight 100% or if they give up. If they see us give up and he knows the potential, he talks shit. A lot of shit, you know. Brings on the side of the fuck. Bro, let that guy pass him. That. Fuck. Where's the guy? Oh my God. And tournament, you know, I have a lot of successful, thank God, in my career in tournaments. You know, I give so many titles for the academy, you know, so many championships, like 11 times Rio de Janeiro champion. 4 times Brazilian champion, you know, open division, so Pan American champion. So I bring some titles, and Carlson is very close to me too. A lot of times I assist him in instructions, you know. Then we go, I remember this great time through, for almost 2 years. We assistant Carlson, me and Marcus Flecha, my teammates too. He's in Amsterdam. And every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we go, me, Carlson, and Marcus Flecha. And Carlson always put me to drive the car. And he started putting his music, Greek music and French music. Oh my God! I said, Carlson, what the fucking music is that? Oh, shut up, hey! You like what? You like Madonna? You like Madonna? Fuck Madonna, hey! Fuck Madonna. This is a classic music. And then we always argue on the way, go and come back, you know what I'm saying? With him, me and Flash in the back seat just laughing, And we have a lot of fun, man. He's the guy that I have a lot of history. We have a lot of histories with him, a lot of laughing, from the situations, the expressions that he created too. He created, like Cleonte, Mutuca, Galo Corrido, some expressions that he bring it on, and then we have some time to identify what that means, So, Carlson, what the fuck means Cleonte? And then he said, oh, it's when somebody starts with you spend some instruction with the guy, and then for no reason he left you and go train with somebody else. This is a Cleonte trader, So something like that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Something like you have the right words, like a trader.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy's a traitor. He betrayed me. So, but he created Cleonte,
Yeah.
And then become on the jiu-jitsu environment. Everybody talk, when the situation happens, people bring that,
I remember I'll tell you a quick story. I was a white belt, and I went to the tournament. I did a tournament, and I think this was one of the first tournaments I did. And Carlson Senior was sitting, but he was sitting on the opposite side of the room, like really far away. And my match is going, and I get caught in a triangle. And then all I hear, Carlson stand up and ball across the whole room. Well, I escape from the triangle. I pass and I win the match. And then Carlson comes up to me afterwards and he goes, good job.
I believe you feel the pressure. and the words from, I think the fact you hear his voice wake you up and make you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah. He had a unique voice where you could hear him no matter where he was, wherever you were, you could hear him across the whole room.
Hey, I feel the pressure. I feel the presence a lot of times on my corner, you know what I'm saying? I always look for him. He always next to me when I'm supposed to fight, and he know he prepare us. He always on my corner, but just the presence to know he's there increase the power, man. Believe it or not, my power is increased. And I believe all the matchmaking too,
Yeah, Miguel Torres told us that like he...
Oh, Miguel, I love that kid, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he told us the same thing.
Big fan.
Yeah, he told us the exact same thing, that when he was around you, you felt his power. So if you were fighting, you could absorb that and you could use it, which I think that's an amazing thing.
And he doesn't talk much in your corner. He makes sometimes 1 or 2 words that really wake you up, you know what I'm saying? That's it, But he doesn't talk all the time. Hey, do this, do that, do this, do this. Hey, put your hand here. No, very quiet, but sometimes you see some opportunity and then he yelling. And then if you connect with him, you pick and do it, and it helps.
Do you
always be helpful?
When you are starting, when you are white belt and blue belt, and you train with Carlson Senior, and you have all these amazing guys next to you, do you realize how big this is? Do you realize that all these people are going to really be pioneers? They're going to create jiu-jitsu. And this is just mind blowing for me, because I started much later than you. But do you realize what's happening around you when you were back then, when you were white belt, blue belt?
You don't believe, when I started in 1981, it's already huge in Rio de Janeiro and Manaus. That's it. It's not all over Brazil. Today, you have jiu-jitsu in all 5 continents. Whatever continent you go, if you Google, you can find jiu-jitsu gym. And that time is only big in Manaus and Rio de Janeiro. You went to the tournament. Hey, I went to the first tournament. I couldn't believe the crowd. How many people to support the tournament? One fucking match for like, I don't know how many people. Hey, white belt, blue belt. Hey, you fight the first fight 8:00 in the morning, second fight 2:30, 30 fights, if you have like 7:00 p.m., the final close to midnight. All day there waiting, watch fights, adrenaline, you know what I'm saying? It's already huge. And I know during the years, with more people every year getting more involved in the business, and then in 1996, when I moved to America, Jiu-Jitsu is already like huge all over in Brazil, and start come to North America and a little bit to Europe. You know what I'm saying? And then in North America grows fast too. Europe too now. Every state, every country you go there is Jiu-Jitsu gym. You know what I'm saying? Some countries, doesn't have like a black belt, but brown belts, purple belts, but Jiu-Jitsu is everywhere. And I can see the future, it's going to be maybe a martial art, for the future, like the biggest about numbers and people involved in. Because, I believe if people see how effective it is, about control positions, and move, self-defense program, Jiu-Jitsu is good, conditional, you train Jiu-Jitsu pretty much every day, you'll be in great condition. Your cardiovascular, it's amazing. Your sense, your reactions is always sharp, you know what I'm saying? You always, quick and move, give you good flexibility. Jiu-Jitsu is a lifestyle, I love Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, well, we all do. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we love Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you mentioned your first tournament. Talk about that a little bit. Do you remember that tournament? Do you remember the day? What was going through your head? Like how did you feel that day? Because tournaments then were very different than tournaments today.
I don't understand well your question.
Your first tournament that you a moment ago you talked about. You went to your first tournament.
First tournament.
Yeah. How did it feel? What happened? Tell us the story.
Adrenaline, high adrenaline. That's the thing about tournaments. There's people, they cannot control well adrenaline when they go to the tournament, so they don't show what they show inside the gym. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Tournament is a lot about how you control your nerves, how you prepare your mind, especially in long terms if you have to go fight one after the other. You know what I'm saying? More strong you be mentally, more you control your nerves, better you're gonna react in the hard times, when you feel like out of breath. You know what I'm saying? The adrenaline consumes your stamina if you don't control the adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? So high adrenaline, but self-confidence I always have 100% on me. I always have a playing game. Always try to take the guy down. That's my hold the gi. You're not gonna be. You still see some fights from my fight. You never see my fight stalling fight. I take the risk. I like to take the risk. I'm there to fight and I'm there to win. That's my mind when I go to the competition. Simple like that. And I commit myself with my training. I train hard. I train every fucking day, 2 times a day. Do technique. I prepare. So my self-confidence is 100%. No doubt. At least, maybe you'll be same than me, better than me. I don't believe you're going to be. That's my mind without underestimate anybody. Always shake your hand. Good luck, good fight for you. I believe in myself. I'm going to kick your ass. I believe. And I have success for my career. I always play this game, respect everybody, make friends. I just have friends. Then I know I don't have any enemies.
What do you think is more important? What do you think is more important? The jiu-jitsu technique or your mind when it comes to competition?
I think hard means a lot. Hard. Put your soul there, especially in competition. You know what I'm saying? You can't lose, but I don't want to lose. I'm not gonna lose. That's my belief. I'm gonna win. And I have a successful career in jiu-jitsu because I believe in my game. I prepare myself for any event that I sign up to go through. I make four challenger fights in Brazil too. The first one, Jiu-Jitsu, 20 minutes fight. One is a contest about Carlson Gracie against Barra Gracie. 5 fights. We win all 5 fights. 20 minutes fight. So I deal well and I prepare myself inside the Carlson Gracie Academy, because Carlson Gracie Academy at that time, everybody's top, everybody's a good training. You can come in the academy in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, you're going to find hard people to train, going to give you hard time. That's how you're getting better, hard time. You have to have hard time. I always look for tough trainings for me. People's going to give me hard time to escape, it's going to make me move, You have to get your ass kicked to progress and get better, for sure. You always smoke people, you never progress, and you drop your confidence. You have to get into troubles to wake you up and fix the gap. You know what I'm saying? That's my understanding. That's how I always prepare myself. I always look for the best and strong and technicals and hard times to see how I'm going to react, especially before close to the tournament. I always work on my weakness.
Is that something that Carlson gave you, or did you have that already going in?
Carlson gave that. Talking. Hey, let's work. Okay, let's put this fucking, change this hook here, put it here, and do a lot of reps. That's the only thing you miss. Okay, so I listen, I do it, fix. Side control. Hey, instead put this arm under the neck, on the hook there, the armpit, and dive yourself under him. So I listen, I do a lot of repetitions like this, examples, But, all the base, all the information comes to Carlson for me. Like I say, I have a little bit background in judo. I have good takedown skills. When I have my legs better, my knees better, my hips, and I always look for takedowns, and then in the future, when the damage starts to show up, no problem. I pull guard. If I cannot take the mother fella down, I just pull guard, and I believe I'm going to strip the guy or try to tap him from the guard, one or the other. I adjust my game because I lost the confidence on the legs for takedown. Knee surgeries, hips replacement now,
We all getting older.
you have to adjust. You have to adjust.
Yeah,
but
we have to adjust.
Here, still 25, That's the problem. So this thing here pay the price.
Yeah. When you look at the tournaments, 20, 30 years ago to what it was in Brazil and tournaments today, what's the big difference that you see? What changed?
Organization.
Okay.
Today, the events think more about the fighters than they how we used to think in the past. Like I say, it's a long wait if you fight a tournament at that time. The first time that I see 2 matches going at the same time is on the first Brazilian Championship in 1993 in Rio de Janeiro. On Hebraica, is a Jewish club in Rio de Janeiro, very close to Carlson Gracie Academy in Copacabana Beach too. That's the first time I saw 2 matches. And the match is like the green color, old green color, like it burns a lot. All tournaments, when you finish the tournament, I don't have skin on the top of the fingers and on the top of the toes. Everything burning. Everything burning on the match. You know what I'm saying? 2 weeks to recover fingers and toes. And so, of course, I think the speed for the fights right now, the pace for the fights right now, especially low weight divisions, it's different. It's much more peaky, it's much more faster, you know what I'm saying? And the setup is already, a lot of setups changed from my time, you know what I'm saying? But then I still also believe the old jiu-jitsu style game killed this fucking setup. You know what I'm saying? If you play tight, kill space, there's no Berembolo, there's no this shit that people do right now. I don't believe it works. You have to know how kill. You have to know how kill. But people cross arm over the neck, people go to the leg, start Berembolo, start spin for the back, fish the guy's neck. I want to see guy come inside. Come.
Professor, are you saying that you don't do Berembolo?
No.
I'm just kidding. No.
I tell the students how to try to kill the Berembolo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To try to don't let the guy come between your legs.
Mm-hmm.
control the guy's neck, the guy cannot come between your legs. You know? You it's there. Control the neck, give the lapel under the armpit, pass for the hand behind the neck. You can give space here, the guy cannot come through. You know? But if you cross over the head, put your hips on the ground, the guy with your belt starts spinning under you, you fall.
Yeah.
Then, so you recover, you're going to be, when you're going to see, you're going to be on the bottom, he's on the top.
Yeah.
Or on your back. Yeah.
You know, one of the beautiful things about jiu-jitsu, I think, is the fact that today, doesn't matter how old you are, and you can really do jiu-jitsu for a very, very, very long time. And we have, you know, even older students who are able to do jiu-jitsu, you know, and even, I mean, look, I mean, all three of us, we are not 20, right? And we still do it. Do you feel
58,
that
58, yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you feel that you can do jiu-jitsu for, you know, until, you know, I don't know, 80, 90?
Hey, you know, there's a phrase that I always play with my students. I say about damages, you know, if you cannot fix, make work, you know. I'm going to make my body work to the point he can work, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's going to, I plan to postpone jiu-jitsu in my life for so many years still, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I give up soon, you know, about teaching, about being on the mat, you know, and it's on my blood, jiu-jitsu, you know. I love to be on the mat. I love to see my people here. I love the hard work, you know. I love to give people hard work, and I love to teach. I love jiu-jitsu is a lifestyle for me.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. No, I agree. I mean, it is, and you know, you were one of the pioneers right now, and one of the guys who really drive the jiu-jitsu to what it is today. So we do appreciate everything that you do for jiu-jitsu, for your students and everybody around the world. Hey, listen, what was the one lesson that you learned from Carlson Sr.? What's the one thing, like just one, the most important one? Was there one that is in your mind?
Hey, never let nobody pass your fucking guard. Hey, listen, I swear to God to you, nobody never passed my guard in tournament. Nobody. I swear. Nobody. You know? Yeah. Always keep this on my mind. Hey, let me tell you something. Come here. Nobody can pass your guard, okay? Simple like that. If your guy don't pass, you don't got your guard, you don't have to escape. So just don't give. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being in a class. And somebody in that class asked, "How do you escape side control?" And Carlson's answer was, "Don't let him pass the guard."
there's another phrase that I hear he yelling for me in the tournaments. If you see some tapes with my fight, you can see him yelling behind. Hey, calma, boy. Calma, control, hey, calma. So take it easy. Control, don't move, control. I always very hyper, always push the rhythm, and a lot of times I hear he comes. Drop the rhythm, stop down. Come down, control. That's two things is like very shy for me about things he told me, you know. Of course, there's so many things he told me in my relationship with him for so many years, you know, that I cannot remember right now, but I have so many memories good with him, you know, so many times. He got like a sponsor, a restaurant sponsor for me. A lot of times after the training, in the morning class, we go out for this restaurant that he got a sponsor for me to eat together. And then he bring a lot of stories for me about his family, you know, and the training inside his family with his brothers, you know. Because the family from his side, Carlos had 22 or 23 kids, you know, with 3 different wives. And Carlson is the old male, and Carlos Gracie Jr., the owner from the federation, IBJJF, he's the youngest male, you know. So a lot of people on the family to train together too, you know, to build the art inside the family, you know what I'm saying? And Carlson always opened his skills, you know, his real skills to the students. And his father and Elio, they're not very happy with that. They think Carlson's supposed to take some movement secret inside the family, don't open for the students. And that's the reason why Carlson got the point to leave the Gracie Academy and open his own academy in Copacabana. I don't met the Gracie Academy, unfortunately. It's not from my time, but it used to be on the Rio de Janeiro, downtown Rio de Janeiro. And then Carlson moved to Copacabana. I don't know what year exactly. Opened his own gym and called Carlson Gracie style, Carlson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
The academy, the Copacabana Academy is still there, right?
Still there.
It's still
Unfortunately,
open, right?
man, at the end of last year, the storage on the first floor got fire and reached the academy. It got some damage on the academy, but thank God the guy take care about the academy there right now. He got some sponsors. They put some money. They rebuild again the gym. I think the gym now looking good again. Thank God. Got these people behind to still support, because that gym, there's a lot of memories on that gym, you know.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, you visit. When was the last time you went there?
I went there last year. You know, I
Last
passed
year.
the New Year's Eve and Christmas in Brazil last year. You know, and I did go there for almost 5 years, but I went last year. And great time. I went to the gym there. I teach there. The guy, the instructor there, all the people there. I don't know. There is a new people, new crew. You know. Actually, after Carlson passed away, the vibe, the gym changed. You know what I'm saying? The memories is still there, but the atmosphere from the gym is different.
But
You know?
it
Not
has
the
to.
same-
But when you walk into these rooms and you walk into the academy, you have to have a lot of memories from
Oh,
the time when you
so
were
many
there,
memories.
right?
So many memories, man.
Yeah.
So many memories. But listen, the gym where he's still there right now is the second one. I start on the first one. Is the next door, because the next door now is like Universal Church.
Okay.
They rent a space. They used to be the first space from Carlson Gracie. A small, narrow, tiny room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not very big. You know, and he has also on the first floor another small room for teach private class. Carlson, you know. So I start on that room, and then few years later, he got an opportunity to rent the next door. That's where the gym you can see right now when show up Carlson Gracie gym. That's where the second gym is now, you know. But I used to train first on the first one next door, and then he connected both gyms. So the big gym become for group class, and the small gym where he starts become for the purple belt and higher training against each other. So we don't believe the fight is training. And sometimes the white, the blue, the high level belts, they come on the room. Because, for example, when I'm a blue belt, I'm not allowed to go on the other room when he opened the second room and put the second room for the group class. Only the high level belts, purple higher, can go to the other room. So, and then people start coming, pick me up. Okay, he's on, let's go train if there. They took me to the other room to train when I start winning the tournament, fight the tournament and getting good. So people start picking me up, and then I'm allowed to be there, old blue belt, and I already teach the kids program in Carlson School too. And always good training, man. But the regular group has to work on the other new gym, on the other new room. And the people old school training on the small room where he began to teach class again when he left the family.
How many
times, man.
How many people were in a class?
Oh man, like 30 something, you know. Always big class, you know. Morning class and evening class is the busiest one. 8 o'clock in the morning and 7:30 p.m. with Carlson. He teach 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 p.m. And then for a while, Carlson Jr. teach the 3 p.m. class in the afternoon. Him and Marcelo Alonso. For a while, they teach this class too. People also enjoy. I enjoy a lot of this class too, you know, a lot of good fights, you know. And then, you know, we finish training. We take the gear off. We walk 2 blocks. We go to the ocean, jump on the ocean, body surf, you know.
That's a good way to end it.
Fruit salad, you know, the rest, you know. Oh my God, great time.
Professor, let's talk about you for a moment. Let's talk about, you know, how is life going for you? You've been teaching for a very, very long time. You obviously have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge passed on from Carlson Sr. and many others for that matter. You know, why do you love teaching so much?
Yeah, I like it. I like the complexity from jiu-jitsu, you know, how complex it is. Sometimes you learn some new details from white belt, from blue belt. You know what I'm saying? You be on the mat is like is eternal learning. You always learning something. Never yesterday is gonna be the same day today. You're always gonna move different. You're always gonna see something different. They can sometimes blink your eyes and you can add in your information to pass. You know what I'm saying? You can add in your instruction. You can add in your own game to deal in situations the same like you saw in that time. You know what I'm saying? I think being on the mat, it helps you a lot to develop your jiu-jitsu, help you develop your knowledge, you know, about techniques, about details, you know, because everybody plays different. And it doesn't matter if we train constantly, me and you against each other, all the trainings, I can push for the same way, but the movement, how we're going to go, the training is going to be different. On this, every day, I think you're learning something, you know, every day you pick something different for you. Then I think it's a positive. It's add something more knowledgeable for you. The fact you'll be more on the mat and be instructor, you know, and teach people and see different games and see different setups, you know. And jiu-jitsu make you think and think quick. That's what I like. You know, if you take a little bit time to think in hard times, trouble become worse. That's first to tap. That's why you have to access quick what you're going to do, have the quick answers. And that's what makes me interested about these martial arts, you know what I'm saying? Make you move it quick and acting quick. You know, jiu-jitsu gives you that feeling, especially when you got more mature, you got more skills, you got instructor, you have so many years on the mat, teach people, see different people develop, you know what I'm saying? It's an eternal learning, you know, never end.
Do you think that somebody can really understand and learn everything in jiu-jitsu? Is that even possible?
I saw a lot of people. I saw some guys that I'm a big fan about fighters. They pretty much, I saw they had pretty much when they go through. You know what I'm saying? It's a very good competitor. It's about skills in attack and counters too. You know, in both ways, they very sharp. You know, I can give you some names. You know, that I'm big fans. You know, I like Murilo Bustamante, like I told you. You know, Alan Góes. You know, André Galvão, Xande Ribeiro. You know, all these guys. Tererê, big fan. You know, Vitor Shaolin, big fan. Roger Gracie, big fan. You know, Kron, big fan. These guys, you're never gonna see boy fight. Leandro Low, good. These guys have the answers on the top, on the bottom. You know, these guys too. This new generation. You know what I'm saying? I forget. This win the open division last world.
Victor?
Meregalo. These guys,
yep.
they good everywhere. You know, hard to sweep, hard to deal when they're on the top. You know, they have the answers. You know, that's like a lot of time on the mat roll with different game styles. You know what I'm saying? You have to get it good. You have to get in timing.
Do you think jiu-jitsu is changing as time goes on? Or like, I'm thinking like 10 years or 20 years from now, all these good guys, are they still going to be good, or new people will come in because the jiu-jitsu has changed and, you know, we get older?
One thing I think it changed a lot is the conception on during the fight, how you're going to end. A lot of people now, they fight for points.
Yes.
Or advantage. And a lot of stalling fights. Some black belts fight ugly to watch. They don't risk anything. They just got one advantage, stall the rest of the fight. They're the one cannot move. They have free, don't say shit. You know, and the fight goes like that. The guy win by one advantage. What the fuck is one advantage for a black belt? Tell me.
What? But why? Tell me why. Why is that happening?
Well, because the rules help. Because they developed this stupid advantage. You know, of course, if the guy starts on the top of the fight, since the beginning of the fight, end on the fight, on the top, if I'm a referee, I'm gonna give to the guy. If the guy don't got reverse and the guy on the top look for aggressive, look for the fight, I'm gonna give the winner for him. Simple like that. But people now play to get an advantage. Almost got, of course, I'm pretty sure they try to get it, but they don't got it. They got recover advantage. And then they take this advantage like a big prize and stall the fucking rest of the fight. And nothing happened. But the rules help. The referee is supposed to talk. Listen, move. You don't move. Okay, take a point. Okay, it's like there, but it's too long. A lot of fights, there's not much action because people don't take risks. They're scary.
Yeah.
They don't confident. You know, I think this is one thing changed big time from my time. In my time, people look more for finish fight.
Yes.
And stop points, real points. There's no advantage, you know, in that time.
Yeah, I agree. When you watch fights from, 80s, 90s, even 2000s, I feel like there was a lot of takedowns. There was a lot of aggressive passing. It was definitely submissions, at least trying to submit. And today, it's more strategic. I don't know. Like everything is all about points and advantages.
Carlson never told us to pull guard. Today, white belts, they pull guard. They don't have much knowledge to play guard. What is better to play when you don't have much knowledge? I told you to the top. You look for the top. Take the mother fella down. Got the top position. You know what I'm saying? Pull guard. What kind of knowledge you have so much to have guard? To have good street, have good finish. Okay, why you pull guard? You know, that's Carlson always tell us. Why you pull guard? You white belt for. Blue belt, pull guard. Got the top. Take this guy down. Single leg, double leg. Always single. He show a lot. Single leg, double leg. Or Katagurum. We trained this so many times. And it's effective. It's simple. And you end on the fight on the ground on top. That's the goal. That's what I'm looking for.
Is that how you teach your white belts and blue belts? I mean, is that your strategy for them? No guard pulling, and we take downs.
There is some white belts here, sit down around here, you can ask. But I always tell them this, you know. Why you pull fucking guard? You have good guard. You know how to deal with guard. No. So better is to play top.
I love it.
Okay, if he likes to play battle, but he's a white belt. If you go to the battle, okay, you deal with, but look for the top. That's what I tell, you know.
A moment ago, you said jiu-jitsu is complex. It's complicated. There's a lot of, complexities around it. Do you think jiu-jitsu is hard? Is it difficult?
Oh, it takes a long time to make sense.
Is that why people quit jiu-jitsu often?
Maybe frustration, you know what I'm saying? Getting beat, don't see progress. But this is a lot of fault for the instructor too. The instructor has to try to keep the students, no matter what level he is, white, blue, black, brown, purple, black, motivating the class. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to see my students born in the class, look at him, he's like a down face, cross arm. I say, listen, get up, let's do fucking something. Do technique, repeat. People, I show the technique, people do 2-3 times, start talking, cross there, hey, my friend, let's do it. Fuck that. I don't want to leave you born on my fucking class. No at all. I want to make you busy. I want to show you jiu-jitsu. I want to help you increase your jiu-jitsu. No special attention for anybody. I watch everybody doing technique. I try to correct the people when I see some people make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to be very honest when I pass the information. You know what I'm saying? Simple, honesty, with confidence. If I don't have confidence, I train a little bit more the technique before I pass. I don't pass technique for anybody before I try first. And so just because you show I see beautiful, I don't try and I pass to my student to impress my student. No, not me. I like to deal with the technique, training, repeat, see if it's effective, it's going to work, realistic. Technique, when the guy don't react, everything works. I want to see some shit work when the guy reacts. Then I saw a lot of videos like it. I'm not going to go into details, but, works when the guy don't do nothing. If the guy move a little bit, you already kill the fucking move, Simple is always the best. Effective, like a Carlson.
Professor, let me ask you, how many times a week do you train right now?
Then again, I don't understand.
How many times a week do you train?
Man, I try to train 3 times maximum with my body take. I still recover the hips replacement. I do like it. July 19 is going to be 1 year now. I build a lot of confidence, but still not 100%. A lot of things I cannot do, And I try to push myself like 2-3 times a week, move a little bit. No high intensity, but just to get that feeling, that unique about training jiu-jitsu. Sometimes you feel like training jiu-jitsu, but for some reason, if you're not training because you have injury, you have some issues on your body, and then you go do something else like weights. I go every day to go to gym too, weights a little bit, not heavy, just to make the bone a little strong, but it's different feeling. Jiu-jitsu is unique feeling. If you feel like training jiu-jitsu, only jiu-jitsu is going to kill that feeling. You do something else, okay, something parallel, something plus, but jiu-jitsu is my main thing.
There's no, yeah.
But unfortunately, my body cannot take it every day anymore. I cannot. I have to, the age comes. Like I say, I still think young. I don't agree about getting old. I fight against, I like to be active. I be active. I recovered too, like 3 years ago, I have a heart attack, big heart attack. I don't know if you guys know that. No. In 2019, it's a tough year for me, 2019. A lot of things bad happen. Like people say, sometimes one thing happens bad, a lot of things come together behind. Yeah. But in the end, you're always going to see the blue sky again. That's my belief. I go to some hard times, and that's what my cardiologist told me. Hey, you have to make some change in the train. You cannot be out of breath anymore. Like overdo it, use it too much power, and then start push too much the air. Not healthy for my heart anymore. I have to do 3 shit. I have to adjust my rhythm. I have to adjust my game at some point. What I'm gonna do? I'm still alive, thank God. I'm still on the mat. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have a second chance from God. Be on the mat, still with my people, still pass the art, help keep the lineage, Carlson Gracie, progress, never die, Carlson Gracie forever. That's what I try.
Well, I was going to ask, even before the heart attack and the hip, how had your game changed as you were getting older? So into your 50s, into your middle 50s, what were you doing differently?
Just the intensity, the way that I like to fight, always look for the fight, always push the rhythm, you know what I'm saying? Why now if I push the rhythm too hard and I start getting out of breath, I have to stop, because, maybe I can have another heart attack. I have a heart attack after training. I get off after training with one of my purple belts, Navy SEAL, Mike, and I start feel back pain on my right side. He said, hey, you don't looking good. I said, no, I think I put the mask. I go home. No, get in my car. I'm going to take you to the hospital. So long story short, I have a major heart attack. And I don't know, probably from stress, it's the year also when I broke up with my ex-wife. And then in the end of the year, I lost my gym. Then I did 20 years, then I have the heart attack. One thing over the other, so tough year, but thank God that everything getting better. And then we reached the COVID, a lot of people lost business. Thank God. I still have the doors open. My crew, little by little, start come back again. I have a lot of newcomers, white belts. Thank God I'm here alive and still have the doors open, still keep my routine, try to be safe and try to be positive that things are going to be better always, every day, one day at a time.
Well, I love the fact that you recovered well, and I'm really happy that you do feel better.
Yes.
Listen, let me ask you this, because not a lot of people know actually this, that your Hey is your name, is your nickname.
No.
That's not your actual name, correct?
No. My real name is Ricardo Diogo.
Ricardo,
actually, I signed my name in America, Ricardo Diogo. But I have 4 names: Ricardo Luiz de Moraes Diogo. That's my full name. But I just signed up Ricardo Diogo. So Hey becoming Hey is like a nickname. Yeah. Because all my close friends, I call them like, fala meu Rei, tell me meu Rei, what's up Rei? And then they start calling me Hey because I call my close people Hey. Hey in Brazil means king. Yeah. So they in America, sometimes they call me King Diogo. I say, no, King Diogo, no. Hey Diogo. Oh, Ricardo Diogo.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that. That's interesting. That's an interesting part.
Hey, it's not my name. It's a nickname.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Listen, Professor, before we finish, we do a very interesting thing at the end of the episode, okay? A guest we had before you, the episode before you, asked a question, but they didn't know that you're going to be answering that question, okay? And so Gary has the question for you. He's going to ask you the question. Let's see where this is going to go.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is from Matt Thornton, and he wants to know something that you think is true that most people find untrue or maybe even offensive. I'm a little worried. So what's something that you believe that most people do not believe?
Hey, I don't understand the question well. Tell me again.
What is something that you believe that most people do not believe or think is true?
In myself. I believe in myself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so have there been times in your life where people didn't believe in you and you had to prove them wrong?
It doesn't matter if they don't believe in me. I believe in myself. I believe I'm going to make a change if it's not good for me, for better, for sure, always.
Let me ask you, where you are very confident. You're very confident. Where's that come from? Where's the roots of that confidence?
Because everything I do in my life, I dedicate. If I like it, I dedicate myself, and I believe. I prepare. I train that thing to be good on that thing. If it gives me pleasure, if it gives me joy, I train. I commitment. I give myself. I put my heart. I put my soul. And I become good. I do like toy sports of my life. Always be good on that. I start to swim in class when my parents put me and my sister when I was young. Be very successful competition. And then I do judo to 8 years to 12 years. And then 12 years I start basketball, play 9 years basketball, 3 different clubs, dedicated, they pay for my scholarship, be good. And then I start 19 years old, jiu-jitsu, and good career in jiu-jitsu too. So everything I do in my life, I give myself because I enjoy what I'm doing. Or I don't do it. I give up and I say, listen, Daddy, I don't want to do it. I want to do something else. But everything when I do it for purpose to be good on that shit. And I have self-confidence because I commit to myself. Simple like that.
Is that the hard part for a lot of people, that commitment to themselves?
I try to put on my students, on my people, mind about commitment is important for your progress. More you do that thing, better you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Better you're gonna learn. More details you're gonna pick. You know what I'm saying? Everything with consistency make you be good. For sure. You have to connection the technique and the cardiovascular. You have to be technical. Today, a lot of fights, they decide who has the best condition in the end. Mm-hmm. Who controls better the stamina in long term. Who is a strong mind. Who don't give up here mentally. You give up mentally, bye-bye, everything. Jiu-jitsu, that's a good thing too. If you still believe to the end, 3 seconds, 5 seconds enough for you to change the scenario, tap the motherfucker, you win the fight. If you believe. If you don't, nothing your instructor, your friends, your group can do for you. If you give up here, bye-bye fight.
So how can you train yourself to not give up? How can you become stronger in your head?
I just move one side to the other to find the answer. Simple like that. I don't stall and take too long to think what I'm going to do. But like I say, jiu-jitsu takes a long time for things to make sense quick, and you do the right thing to escape from that problem. It's not easy. Like I say, more you on the mat, more you start to deal with that thing and pick these details. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah.
Nothing but wisdom. What do you think, Gary?
I'm a huge fan of the passion, and the commitment is amazing. And I just want to say thanks for sticking with it all these years and how inspirational. I had no idea about the heart attack. So to hear that story, I think is going to be very inspirational for a lot of people. So thank you.
Are you doing good? Are you doing good right now, health wise? Are you healthy?
Yeah, for sure, man. You know, I always push myself, man. Unfortunately, I almost overdo it things, you know. But like I say, it gives me pleasure. Sport is my life. I like to live in sport, inside the sport environment, you know. Do different sports every day. I love to swim, bicycle, you know. Go to the gym, then I go every day pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Train jiu-jitsu, you know. Walk on the soft sand, you know. I do a lot of physical therapy for my hip. Now they recover on the soft sand. I love it, you know. It takes like outdoors and gives me a lot of pleasure to do sports, you know. I think sport keep your mind health, keep your body, your physique health, you know what I'm saying? Do sports every day. Keep sports in your life.
Do you ever sit down and do nothing?
Yeah, I sit down after lunchtime inside with my house on my special king chair, you know, recline, you know. My two dogs, my Pitbull and my Jack Russell next to me, you know, my best friend, you know, and rest a little bit, you know, and make some therapy with myself, you know, smoke a cigar sometimes, you know.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Good for you. All right, Professor.
It's very nice to talk to you guys. Thanks so much for the opportunity. You know?
Thank you.
Absolutely. We've been in this for an hour, so let's wrap this up. But before we go, where can people find you? Like, if anybody wants to visit your academy, where's your academy? Talk about that a little bit. Where are you at?
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, 3 years ago, you know, I lost my main academy. When I moved to California, I opened it up for 19 years. So the owner decided to sell the building. So I moved to this new location. I'm here. So far now, in 1st July, it's going to be 2 years. It's on Venice Boulevard, almost across the street from the Venice High School. The gym called Broxton is a boxing gym on the 1st floor. And I put the jiu-jitsu on the 2nd floor. You know, everybody's welcome if you be in the area. The number from the gym is 12923 Venice Boulevard, 90066, 2nd floor. Schedule 10 o'clock in the morning to 11:30 for adult class. Evening class, Monday to Thursday, 7 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. Kids program, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 to 7. Everybody's welcome. Thanks so much if you watch this podcast with these two great guys. Thanks for the opportunity again. You know, I hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Professor, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing all the wisdoms and story. And I'm hoping to visit soon. I'm hoping so. Gary, you coming with me?
Yeah, let's do it. Out to Cali. I've only been once. Got to go again.
It's going to be a pleasure to have you guys here, guys. We share some techniques together. It's going to be awesome. It's always good. You always can learn something new. Maybe the same technique, but, you know, some little detail. Then you have yours, I have mine.
Absolutely.
We can share.
That's why we love it. That's why we love it.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right, let's wrap this up. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for listening to RŌL Radio. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to leave us a review and help us make the show even more amazing. For future episodes, check out our website and follow us on all major podcast platforms. Take care.